Attorney, let's go do some of the basics. What do you say? You want to do some basic stuff? Like what is a trust? You hear me yakety yak about this all the time. Here are other people, I suppose. Oh, I got a trust. I got a trust. What's a trust? What's a trust? Here it is. We've got a little bit of time here. A trust is very simple. Trust is a way you hold your stuff. You have stuff right now. People are like, oh, I don't own anything. It's in my trust. And it's like, no, that is really an unhelpful way of thinking about this. Right now, I bet you have money. You have money? Yeah. Where do you keep your money? Under the mattress. Okay, excellent. It's in my wallet. Okay, yeah, I got that too. Where's the rest of it? Oh, that's all I have. Okay. Well, you don't need a trust then. Okay. But if you think about where is your money? I mean, even Social Security these days, where does it pay to? Pays into a bank. All right. Now, if the money is in the bank, whose money is it? Is it your money or is it the bank's money? Do you say, oh, I don't have any money? It's in the bank. People look at you like you're nuts because no, that's your money. Yeah, you've got it in the bank, but it's your money. Why do you put your money in the bank? Well, because if you go walking around with all that money, you're going to get mugged sooner or later and lose all your money. That's a bad thing. So we don't want that. So what do we do instead? Well, what we do is we put it in the bank. And then we get this word trust. We trust that the bank will give us our money when we write a check or do a debit card or something like that. Huh? Right? You are entrusting the bank to hold your money. That's what it is right there. Okay. It's your money. Now, you have things besides money, and you also have this trust with the bank, right? Where they'll give you back your money. You have an account, which is a trust, right? But you say, well, wait a second. I'm the one who gets that money. That's really my money. Understood. And if I'm not around, who can deal with my money? The answer is nobody, because only you are on the account at the bank. So, oh, I'll put my kid on the account. I say, great. When the kid gets divorced and you lose your money, then what do you think? Oh, maybe not the best idea. Maybe not the best idea in the world. So let me give you an analogy. You're already using trusts. You're already doing that right now as we speak. These trusts are not mysterious. They're not, ooh, it's a millionaire thing. No, it's not like that. You're already using trusts because you have money in the bank, because you have an insurance policy. Okay. There are other people that you trust with your stuff. You don't have all your stuff in your pockets, in your hands right now. You don't. You are trusting other people, other organizations. Could be a bank, could be an insurance company, could be a financial advisor. You're trusting these people, right, to give you back your money on the terms that you agreed to. And in the meantime, they promise not to steal it. Isn't that good? Yeah. And I don't mean making bad decisions in the stock market. That happens, right, within parameters. Okay. So that's not what we're talking about. Nobody steals your money. That's why you trust them. That's why Edward Jones and whoever else is going to give you back your money. Because why? Because you trust them. I mean, there's all kinds of enforcement mechanisms. You don't have to worry about those. So here's the idea, basic idea behind a trust. This is when you trust someone else to hold your stuff, but it's your stuff. Here's the idea. You're at the supermarket. You go to the supermarket, whatever, for a loaf of bread. All right. What happens before you find the loaf of bread? Well, you find 6 dozen other things you can't live without, right? And pretty soon you're staggering around the store, with an armload of stuff, right? That's how most people go through life. They own everything in their own name. You're like the shopper at the supermarket who's carrying all that stuff around. If you think this doesn't happen, look around the next time. I always just, I do this for fun, which is kind of how pathetic my life is. When you're in the supermarket, look around. You will always see a bunch of people who came in for one thing and then went right past the carts and got a million other things. That's how most people go through life, right? They own everything in their own name, which is fine. Do it that way if that's what you want to do. But here's the problem. Sometimes people slip and fall. All right. And if you slip and fall with your arms full of groceries, those groceries are going flying. Then somebody's got to clean up the mess. Who's going to clean up the mess? Janitor, right? Janitor comes out and cleans up the mess. Okay, fine. In real life, right, you own all that stuff in your own name, and you slip and fall through death or disability, right? As long as you're happy, healthy, and carrying your stuff around, wonderful. But guess what? Guess what? Sooner or later, you're going to slip and fall, right? It's just, you can deny it if you want to, but you know it's going to happen sooner or later. Okay. So then your stuff goes flying. And people are like, oh, what's probate? What's probate? Probate is when the janitor comes out to clean up the mess that you made, right? You've got all this stuff in your name. You slipped and fell, death or disability. Now you go from having complete control to no control at all. And some people say, well, I'm going to put my kid on this. I'm going to give this away. Blah, blah, blah. Fine. Give your stuff away if you want to. Be out of control right now. You can do that. You know, you don't need me if you're going to be that dumb and give all your stuff away to your kids. Go right ahead. We'll even help you with the deeds. No problem. Okay? Which makes no sense. Which really makes no sense. But okay, fine. If that's what you want to do, who am I to tell you different? Right? But you know what? Here's another way you could avoid making a mess. Maybe if you got a shopping cart, okay? You know, they have them right by the front door. You can get a shopping cart. They're not that hard. Maybe you have to go to a couple of workshops, huh? You got to go to a couple of workshops to get your shopping cart. And then what you do is you put your stuff into the shopping cart, right? You put it in the cart. Because why? Because now when you slip and fall, death or disability, the stuff doesn't go flying. You don't make a big mess. All right? There's nothing for the janitor to do. The janitor is the probate court. All right? The whole idea behind probate is there's a mess and we got to clean it up. Why do you think there's a special court for probate? It's a court. It's a court. Like people suing each other and criminals and stuff like that. It's a court. But they were getting so overloaded, and we're talking hundreds of years ago. It was so nutty, all right, that they finally decided, we can't be clogging up everything else with this mess. All right, there's all kinds of different stuff going on. So they set up a special court, the probate court, to handle your mess. If you made one, what if you don't make one? What if you don't make a mess? What if your stuff is in there's that word again, the trust, right? The shopping cart, the little red wagon. We call it the red wagon, right? So you put your stuff in the red wagon. Now you slip and fall. What happens to your stuff? Nothing. Why? Because it's back there in my wagon. Okay? It's in the shopping cart. It's protected. I don't have to worry about it. Because why? Because I left a note as to who gets to deal with my little red wagon there. Who gets to deal with my stuff, the stuff that I put in the cart? Who gets to deal with it? It's in there, right? I don't need the janitor. I don't need anyone to clean up the mess. I don't need to, bring gawkers and people trying to steal my stuff when I'm disabled after I've died. No. Life goes on very simply, very straightforwardly. And then I distribute the stuff from the trust. Okay? So that's the fundamental idea. This is why wills are so bad. A will is just a Post-it note in that mess that you made. And you're hoping that the janitor will find the note, read it, and follow it. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Who knows? You don't know because it's up to them. Oh, no, we've got the probate code, the state protected individual code. Oh, this is all very, very safe. This is all great. Says who? Says the probate court and the lawyers. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's easy. That's what they say. Okay. Fine. So don't avoid, so go to probate if you want to. Makes no sense to me. Or you can avoid it and you use a trust. That's what a trust is.